The case of the former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede alongside 21 others has been postponed to next year, March. Let's talk now to our colleague Karinda Jagmohan, who is covering the story. Karinda, good morning to you. The reaction there, of course, the people have long been complaining, particularly supporters of Zandile Gumede, that this case is dragging on for way too long. What's the reaction to this latest postponement?
Yes, that is correct. In fact, we're going to speak live to Ntando Kuzwayo as well. He's a spokesperson for Zandile Gumede supporters. But first, my colleague Bande will show you in the distance a number of ANC supporters that gathered around the vehicle that Zandile Gumede was in. They've been outside court in the sun, chanting in her name, protesting in her support, essentially saying that the attack on Zandile Gumede is politically motivated. Now, we know the case has been postponed to the 29th of March, and Ntando Kuzwayo joins me now. So thanks for speaking to us. You were inside court, 22 suspects with their legal representatives. Tell us, in your view, what has taken place there? Why has it been postponed?
Yeah, it's exactly what I told you in the morning. I said the state was not ready. Indeed, the state turns out not to be ready. Some of the defense asked for further particulars from the state, and the state wasn't able to provide them. That's what brought about the postponement today. But otherwise, the matter should have been trial ready by today. Today was a day to confirm that the matter is trial ready, but it hasn't happened, so it has been moved again to the 29th of March. Further keeping this thing hanging on the heads of people like Zandile Gumede and others.
It's a 3-month postponement. Trial was supposed to start in July. How is this going to impact her political career?
Well, not just a political career. All the accused lives are going to be impacted by this, because this thing of coming to court is costly. As you know, you saw the advocates that are being brought here are of high caliber, so they really charge a lot of money every time they appear in court. So these postponements are really bad for everyone, not just the politically involved people, but everyone who's here is really going to be affected by this. And really, we are saddened that this thing keeps happening.
Where are we going to see the former eThekwini mayor next? Is she having any plans, especially in the Christmas season? I know she does some service work. What's happening?
Yes. Of course, she's going to be among the people of Amaoti, the people of eThekwini. She's going to be doing her work. Of course, one thing that she always tries to do is to make sure that the people around her area always have a good Christmas. So she's going to be doing that program right now.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That is Ntando Kuzwayo. While you're with me, I'm going to take you to the NPA. Natasha Ramkisson-Kara will just speak to us about what's been happening there as she addresses the media. Let's hear her and what the NPA has to say about the case so far.
So Natasha, obviously we weren't allowed inside.
Yeah.
No, proceedings were very brief. Can you just tell us what happened in court?
You'll remember on the previous occasion the matter was postponed till today for the state to respond to requests for further particulars from the various legal representation of the accused in this matter. So today when we resumed the matter in court, the state did put on record that we had received the previous further particulars request, and we had acceded to those and responded to those, and we did put on record that we are ready for trial. However, during the proceedings we found out that further the legal representations now require requests for further particulars as well. So given that, and obviously these are pre-trial issues that need to be ironed out before we can proceed to trial. So whilst it may seem like, I wouldn't call it a stumbling block, but obviously these are issues that we have to iron out. So when we get to trial, it's a successful trial. So it was for that reason that the matter was postponed to the 29th of March, actually the 29th and the 30th, for us to resolve those issues, for the state and the defense counsels during this period prior to that to sort of exchange their request and the state to respond, so that when we do return to court on those dates, we can hopefully then sort of save. You remember also that we had gave tentative trial dates for July. So hopefully we're looking to preserve those dates, and hopefully by the 30th of March have a resolution so that we can then move to trial.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you don't foresee any further delays between now and, or rather between that March appearance and then the envisioned date of July?
Oh, we're hoping so, given the fact that all parties have this time from today until that date to then have a sort of exchange of information. So we're hoping so that we will be able to then meet the trial dates of July.
And the state then is confident that it is completely ready and has the strongest case that it could possibly present?
Well, as we had said in court, we're actually ready to proceed today, and those applications came through which we have to then accede to.
Natasha, how does the NPA feel about some of the protesters saying that this matter is an attack on Zandile Gumede, this case is politically motivated? Any word from the NPA on that?
We actually wouldn't like to comment on that. Safe to say that obviously as a prosecution we work on investigations and evidence, and it's matters that have to be heard before court. So other than that, yeah, we wouldn't comment further.
Thank you very much. There you go. That is Natasha Ramkisonkara from the NPA in KwaZulu-Natal, just speaking to what has happened inside court. So we hear that the matter has been postponed to the 29th and the 30th of March next year, as further particulars are needed. Essentially what she says, there are matters that need to be ironed out before the trial starts. The tentative trial date is in July of next year, the 18th of July, and that is when we will see the start of the trial there. A combined number that is 2,793 criminal charges against the 22 suspects here. That's including the former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede, the suspended city manager Sipho Nzuza, other senior or former senior eThekwini municipal officials, companies, representatives of businesses and ANC councillors involved in this. It's alleged that these suspects used their various tools, including political influence, to influence how tenders were awarded at the Durban Solid Waste Unit to both politically and financially benefit them, this corruption amounting to more than 300 million rand. We'll see come March what will happen here at the Durban High Court.
Indeed, we're going to look to that date with great anticipation. Karinda, Jagmohan, thank you very much for that update.